Hey team, I'm Dan. I'm the audio lead for Cannon Fodder.
I'm Evan. I'm the creative lead and director of photography.
I'm Aiden. I'm the director.
So we're the important ones in the group.
Yeah. For such a melancholy subject, it's been a lot of fun. I really like my team. We're very wholesome. We work very well together.
It's been a learning experience. You know, like mental health is a big issue. We went into it with an idea of what we were gonna get, but with every conversation, with every bit of information, we learned more and more about how deeply rooted this problem is within our society. And you know, with every growing day, with every little edit, we want to just kind of do more and more justice to this subject. So that's sort of what this project has been for me.
Yeah, it's been a great experience growing as a team, because when we have to work and get everything set up, we are laser focused and get everything done, and then when we're not, we still are able to have fun even after hearing all these crazy stories.
I guess it's a very personal story because, you know, I kind of grew up around it. You know, it affected me because it was my dad who was one of the subjects. I guess that was pretty difficult, but I figured it's something that kind of needed more exposure because it's something that, you know, he's been putting up with and a lot of his buddies have been putting up with for so long that so much of the general public has no idea about.
I think there's sort of a stigma behind being someone in the military, or sort of like an assumption where these people are so strong that they can go through anything, you know? And like, that is true. That is absolutely true. Every single person that we've talked to so far is an absolute warrior. And I can't even begin to fathom the things that they've been through and sort of the emotional toll that they've had taken on themselves. But ultimately, just the fundamental understanding that these people are human beings too. At the end of the day, like hearing the stories from these people, from them speaking from their heart, and hearing the pain and the emotion in the way that they go about answering the questions, I think it's definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things.
I mean, like, I think obviously I knew it was a problem, right? But I didn't realize how, like, wide it was. The variety of stories, the variety of degrees of severity, all that stuff, I think I had no idea the scope of that.
The impact is still the same though. For every single one of them, they come back and you know, forgive me for putting this bluntly, but a damaged person. You know, and that's the problem. That is it. When we planned for this, a pandemic is the last thing on your mind, you know, like you think maybe, yeah, sure, the contingency plan is someone gets injured, someone drops out, you know, and then you end up in the midst of a worldwide pandemic that has killed lots of people, you know, and our hearts go out to the people that are suffering from that. But when it changes the dynamic of this a lot, because you have to consider a variety of factors. You know, first off, the disease itself is super transmissible, so you want to make sure you're taking every precaution to be able to save that. But how do you sort of work around that to ensure that you still have a high quality documentary and still be able to deliver that content the way that we sort of plan to do it? So there's been a lot of working together, a lot of conversations, a lot of late night Zoom calls, you know, just trying to do this thing the best way possible. So yeah,
We've adapted well. I thought at the beginning when all this was happening, I didn't really think this was going to happen with school at the rate that it was going. Like in March, we were fully locked down, nothing was open, you couldn't go anywhere. I didn't know if this was even going to be a thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I thought everyone was just going to get a pass or something.
Yeah,
like
that would have been nice too.
It's been so difficult because you just have to have all these contingency plans and all these extra regulations on top of everything else. Like everything else still needs to happen, but you also have to do all this other stuff. Like it's it's a lot.
We have adapted well for sure.
Yeah,
and we've gotten away with a lot of stuff that I didn't think we'd be able to, just because of how we're able to keep it safe and still get everything done correctly.
But like for real, I think it was like the quality of the interviews we were getting was like, okay, all this effort is worth it, you know? Because like the interviews that we got were so strong, so powerful, so moving. Everything we've done so far has like come out so phenomenally. That's been, you know, the main thing that's kept us going, I think.
Yeah, the story, absolutely. It's really, after even just the first interview, you could just see how this is just a crazy issue, and if we can do anything in the world to help get this more known and get the word out, then I think that's the best thing we can do.